Hey everybody, how was your weekend? How was your weekend? I hope it was good. I'm just going to see if I can go ahead and straighten up my cam a little bit. Okay. So everybody that has a crystal ball in chat, I already got your names down. So these are the 3 decks that I'm going to be working with tonight. So like I said, it is Portal Day. Okay, 6/6/2022. It is Portal Day. So if you guys aren't familiar with Portal Day, just go check on my community page, and there's some images on there with descriptions that will tell you about what Portal Day is. So tonight's sessions about messages are going to be really they might go really deep for you, some traumas and triggers, because it's going to be messages from your shadow self that you need to hear, or some stuff that you need to work on, kind of like your messages from the zodiac signs this month, with it being post retrograde. So just keep in mind that it can possibly be traumatic. Okay, like as far as bringing up memories and past experiences. Okay, so just wanted to forewarn you guys. But oh, thank God I'm going live tonight. I had to get away from some of the drama that's been going on, because holy crap. Holy crap. Now I will be using the books for these, because I want to go in depth on the meanings for these for you guys. Yes, and Glenn has already had a reading from the deck, so he has personal experience and can tell you about it. The drama is just overtaking the streets tonight. So I'm just glad I can get on here, do my thing for a little bit. You know, sometimes you just need to take a break from what's going on. It's been going pretty good. Thanks for asking, Crystal. Thanks for asking. Okay. So this right here is a new deck that I just got. It's called Seasons of the Witch, and I am absolutely in love with this deck. Let's see. That's what it looks like. You got your hand with the roots and the moon. But then, like, the best thing is, like, it's got the red foil on the sides of the cards. And I don't know, I just something about red and tarot, and with it being so holographic, I just like it. I don't know. Kind of speaks to me. All right, so we've got Miss Bellavita. Are you here, Miss Bellavita? Oh, I see you. There you are. Okay, so we are going to start with you, my dear. Since you were the first crystal ball in the chat that I saw, we are starting with you. So you will be getting the first shadow self reading. So I hope you are prepared. Hey, Ginger, how are you? Okay, so what does Bellavita's shadow self have to tell her? What messages? Oh, wow. Okay. So you already got one. Let's see if it gives you another one. Oh, okay. Wow, you got 3. Okay, you got 3 of those cards. Hey, Ginger. I will. Thank you so much, Saul. Thank you so much. Okay, let me add you to the list, Ginger. Okay. Okay. One of those came out. Oh, and 2. And then last but not least, we have Oracle of the Shapeshifter. What message or messages does Bella Vita's shadow self? Okay, so these 2 cards. All right, honey. Let's see what they have for you. We will start with your Seasons of the Witch cards, okay? Let's start with that first. Move these out of the way. Let me grab the book. All right. Hi, Lori. How are you? Okay, so you have nature spirits. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. Then we have protection. This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. Then we have frog. I do remember that, Saul. I do remember. So, frog. Sorry, I'm trying to make this to where you can read it. Okay, so may the lily beneath your breasts allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. Ooh, that's kind of eerie. I get a really eerie feeling from this card. I don't know why. I don't know why. Hi, Austin. How are you? Yes, just put a crystal ball in the chat and I will add you to the list, Austin. Okay, so let's dig into nature spirits. That one's number 27. Nope, 26. Okay, I'm going to add you to the list. Okay, so on your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. Okay, it says, nature spirits are fun, silly little things who enjoy laughter and a bit of mischief. They are connected to the freedom of expression and know that the life is meant to be enjoyed, even among the chaos. The sacredness of nature spirits is not generally not acknowledged. The world of Fae has existed alongside the human world for millennia. Our Celtic ancestors saw and believed in fairies. To them, fairies played a role in a bigger world than what meets the eye. They are a reminder of the things that are priceless in this life, and then often magic is missing in everyday life. If you have pulled nature spirits, it could be because you have overlooked details in the daily grind. There are small things in your life that are sacred, but have not yet been given their proper space. This could be a family member or a project in your home. It could be yourself. When was the last time you felt genuine joy? When you felt genuine joy, had a big belly laugh, or felt truly loved and supported. You are being asked to be mindful of the little things in your life. These things are calling for you, desperate for your attention. They're a reminder that it is the small things in life that also make the world go round. So, Miss Bella, so far this first card, hi Tasha, how are you? The first card is telling you that you need to pay attention to the little things in life as well as the big things. When's the last time you actually were genuinely happy and like laughed and really felt a laugh? Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, I'm kind of shaky. Mm-hmm. This is definitely telling you that you need to focus on even the little things, right? Because a lot of times the big things in life consume a big part of our life, right? And a big part of our attention and focus. I'm good. How are you? So it's like sometimes we just have to pay attention to the little things because that littlest thing could literally be the biggest amount of joy that we need in our life for that day. Hi, Gentleman Jack. How are you? Hi, Linda. Okay, so protection. Let's read this one. Okay, so protection is this is my house stained by the blood flowing through stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. The meaning behind this one right here, Miss Bella, is many of us have had to search out our own safety since beginning our journeys as spiritual healers, students, and teachers. We've faced criticism for being witches, faced jealousy for being true to our paths, and had to withstand attacks from our own egos. But we rise and keep going with fearless determination. We know we have our spiritual team, which is our ancestors, guides, and angels, to support us and keep us from harm. You are always protected, my dearest witch, no matter how scary the world may seem or how many things go bump in the dark of your soul. Within you is a space that cannot be harmed, penetrated, or shaken. Here you can retreat to heal and find comfort. You need only to step through the veil into the arms of those who love and care for you. If you have drawn protection, know that all is well and you are safe. Your spiritual journey team will protect you from harm. You are protected from hexes, evil eyes, danger, psychic attacks. You are even protected from the dangers of your earth based ego. Now that you can handle anything, when you are feeling unsafe, speak to the powers that be. Ask them to guide you where you do not have eyes and keep you safe when you are in harm's way. They are always walking with you, and you are ready to provide you with additional support whenever you feel the need to ask. So, wow. So, I'm taking this right now as 3 of your spirit guides are stepping forward to tell you about your protection. So right now you have 3 that are currently watching over you, even though you most likely do have more than 3. But there's 3 here right now that are telling you that they are here to protect you through anything. And all you have to do is call out their name. This next one, Frog. You like the nature spirit, Ronnie? Me too. So the keywords for frog is transformations and serenity. It says butterflies are often what comes to mind when we think of transformation. But let us not forget, frogs are also a symbol of transformation, going from a tadpole that lives in the water to a frog that adapts to land and water. Hi, Shay, how are you? For others, it can take months and even a year to transform from one thing to another. When frog comes croaking, know that you are transforming or the process will begin soon. This is a positive transformation, not the sort of dramatic transformation one might expect with the Banshee card. This transformation is easygoing, so much so that you may not even know it's happening. It's a subtle shift that occurs in the background until one day you realize things are different. There's nothing you need to do to move this change along. Like the frog, your higher self will take over and guide you through instinct. You need only to pay attention to the urges you feel and follow those urges when they strike. This message is amplified if you have pulled the wolf card. Be patient and note that the transformation has become your awareness. This is not something that can be rushed or forced. Like the frog, this transformation may take days, weeks, maybe even a year or two to transform completely. All unfolds in accordance with your divine destiny. Hi, Bonnie. How are you? Here, let me add you, Bonnie. Hey, Mama Bear. How are you? Okay, Miss Bella, you are I don't know if you've noticed you're going through a transformation. Have you like with you been feeling some type of way? You're definitely going through a transformation. And I'm not sure how long you've been going through it, or even if you've noticed you've been going through a transformation, but it is there or it is coming. Maybe you sense it and feel it, but it's definitely there. And that's why you have so much protection right now, because you're going through a spiritual transformation. And remember, anytime you hear the frogs, that's a sign of transformation. Okay, that's the sign of transformation. Yes, it is in line with, yep. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Hey, Mary, how are you? All right, now we're going to move on to these cards. So this one is this me? Which, oh my God, I kind of get the feeling that you've been questioning maybe who you really are, who your true self is. Sometimes like, why am I here? What is my purpose? And which kind of goes into this transformation and why you have such divine protection. Then you also have revenge, which is also, she reminds me of a witch at the same time. So you have revenge, and then you have, is this me? I'm going to get the book for these ones. So I'm going to go through, is this me? I will definitely add you, Mama Bear. Natty, I'll add you too, honey. Miss Mary. Okay. So okay, so this card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Which is what I said in the beginning, right? When I got this card. Maybe yes, maybe no. But for sure, I lost the road I had once the last time I stopped to really think about it. In my heart, I feel maybe like a high school girl that went to prom. But truly, I am now 45 and I weighed thrice. I feel my true self as the kid that wanted to play soccer with the Real Madrid. All this while punching numbers on him on an Excel file out in an insurance office. It is not necessarily something negative as a dream lost or corrupted. I could see myself as love is the most important thing of my life, but actually I have a very well-paid job that makes me travel and I sleep alone in hotel rooms. When do we last look at ourselves in the mirror? Do we like what we are? Make no excuses because the choices which made what we are our responsibility. If an old dream is dead, it's time to dream anew. If the old dream is alive, it's time to go back to it. Does that make a little bit of sense to you with that card? Hey, Blue Wrench, how are you? Now we're going to move on to revenge. That one is 23. Okay, so what was this one? Revenge, right? This one is saying, what if there was a place where there is no more time for words, no more sense to bargain or negotiate, no more survival instinct to accept fear or ponder consequences? It's a place where we can reach at the limit of our abuse, with the last spark of our dignity surging up as a powerful black flame. We cry, we hurt, and we strike to destroy. We destroy not ourselves because we are gone. We destroy for the fairness of the world. We destroy because if there is no sweet justice, there can at least be cruel revenge. We destroy for those who came earlier, for those who would have come later. We destroy as we destroy for forsake ourselves. There is no getting back because coming back from that requires much more than force. Hi, Blue Wrench. Yes, I will add you. Blue Wrench Mafia. So what I'm gathering is sometimes revenge isn't destroying other people or destroying things. Revenge in actuality is destroying our true self and who we are, right? Which is goes with the question as, is this me? Are you lost? Have you lost yourself through the years? Have you journeyed off your original path of where you wanted to go? And if that's so, create a new path, create a new beginning to where you want to go. Because look, you have the protection, and this is transformation, symbolize transformations. Hide the penguin. Some these readings may not be very cheerful because they are from your shadow self. So just be prepared, okay? I got you, babe. I got you. This all ties in together, and I hope you're seeing it too, Bella. Okay, so your last two are Deep Dark Sea Mermaid. Find solutions in the unknown places in the darkness. Oh my God, what are we doing right now? Shadow self messages, right? It's from the darker side of yourself. Find solutions in the unknown places in the darkness. Couldn't get more perfect than that. Could not get more perfect than that. Then you have two kittens. You must choose. It sounds like a thing to me, right? You have a transformation coming up. You have three of your guides that are spiritually protecting you at all times right now. You're lost. You're not sure where to go on your journey, right? The things that you've done throughout the years has been a cost to yourself instead of other people and things around you. It's been a cost to yourself. You've lost a lot of yourself and who you are. Clear theme, cool. So you're going to have choices that are going to be coming up for you to make. You're definitely going to have two choices. Well, it might be more than two, but there's definitely choices that are going to have to be made. And it's all going to be a result direction to you as a person and your true self. This is all about getting back to your true self, getting back to being happy, getting back to being what you're on course for. Exactly. You're like me, Bella. You always put other people first, right? You always put other people first, that you forget that you have your own purpose, and your own purpose should always be you. Okay? Which is why you helping everybody through all them years has really been, it's worked against yourself, not for you. It's completely worked against yourself. But you have the Fae waiting and you have the Fae waiting for you to help you, as well as your spirit guides, because they know that a transformation is coming. They know a transformation coming because it's all right here. Like, I have the chills just talking about it right now with you. Like, you are really coming into this transformation. It's happening soon, if not already happening. So just be aware. But then again, sometimes you're not aware of a transformation if it's a subtle change. But then again, you will be. Like, I think eventually, like, you will notice a change slowly but surely. I think you will notice it because it's all about getting it back to your true self, who you really are. And you've been hiding that part of yourself, and your shadow self knows this, because your shadow self, everybody's shadow self is part of them. It is the part of them that they need when things go bad, right? We always turn to our ego, to our shadow self when we can't handle something with our mask on. I mean, without our mask. Without our mask, we can't handle some things. And that's when our shadow self, our ego, comes out to help us in situations that we need. And you're not right now, you're not paying attention to what your true self needs. You need to be redirected on that path, girl. You need to get to laughing about the littlest things. Stop looking at only the big things, the bigger picture. I got you, Jamie May. And yep, find solutions in unknown places in the darkness. And we're talking about shadow self. So search your shadow self, my dear. I got you, Tasha. I'll add you. Definitely, your shadow self is trying to desperately get a hold of you. Is trying make itself aware to you. So be open to your shadow self and the change that you have coming in. You're welcome. You're welcome. And then if I don't get to everybody tonight, I always will have another live to finish off who was on the list for tonight for next stream. So don't feel like that you won't get a reading this week because I always finish it up. All right, who do we have on the list? We have Crystal S. Are you still here? Crystal S. Perfect. Nat always has strong energy. That is true. I always connect really well with Nat's energy. Yes, you have, Nat. Yes, you have, and it's paid off. And it's paying off for sure. What messages does Crystal's shadow self have for her? What messages does Crystal's shadow self have for her? Oh, okay. One, two, okay. Like I said, these are going to be dark shadow self readings. They may not seem like the very happiest readings, but it's things that you need to hear from your shadow self, okay? I just feel like I need to say that again. Okay, there's 1 and 2. Hey, the Penguin. Since you are probably the only one on Twitch, I'll add you to my hand list over here. I am on YouTube and Twitch, so I will add you over here to the list. Okay, Penguin? Pretty much the Penguin. Okay. Wow. Okay. 2 automatically fell out for you. All right. So let's get into your reading, Crystal. Did you ever get that desk done? Desk? Oh, you mean the shelving? The lady's still making them because she's been sick with COVID, so the lady's still making them, but they are coming. The cabinets are coming. All right, so Crystal, you have wolf, and notice you have 44, which is double fours. So fours could be very important for you. So pay attention to synchronicities. Devour the ferocious, calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of knowing. Look at the moth head, the moon. You got teacups. You have like tea kettles everywhere in here. But look. Is this two women or is it a woman coming out of a wolf? Okay, it's two women. Phew, I was going to say that could be symbolized for another transformation, but we'll see what the card says. And then you received the veil, which is another 4. So you got 3 4s. 4s are definitely your number. It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell, a half-swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be. That the tears you bleed are ready for the storms to turn the skies inward. Oh my God, no way. You're going to be 44 soon? No way. The synchronicities. The 4s, the 2 4s. This, wow, that's, talk about coincidence. Okay, so let's get into the meaning behind wolf. Which is 44. Right? That's what I'm saying. There are no coincidences. Only fate, in my opinion. Only fate. So, wolf. The keywords are instinct and freedom. Oh my God, wolf. Wolf, I just noticed that. Wolf and wolf. Just noticed that I'm so, oh my God, moon and the moon. Okay, I'll stop now. Okay, so our instincts are a roadmap to surviving this human experience. Instincts give us the urge to eat when hungry, to cover up when cold, and to seek sex when aroused, and to sense danger even when we cannot seek it with our eyes. Whew! Instinct and intuition are gifts from the powers that be able to help us discover happiness, support, and well being. Intuition is our inner knowing that connects us to the intelligence of the spirit realm and to the intelligence of the earth. Sadly, many of us have muted our animal natures. We've become too reliant on what we can see and have forgotten to tap into the intelligence that is already available to us. Wolf is calling to remind you that you know your way home. You may feel lost or confused about something in your life. You may not know which direction to travel or what is safe to pick up along the way. Wolf allows your instinct to take over. You receive this guidance through the urges you feel. It's like a push and pull right in the center of your being. Take a few moments to feel these urges when faced with a decision. You can start with something small like which toothpaste to buy or which blog to read. This will help you to build trust in your instincts. Eventually, you will be able to tap into this energy at will and use it for everyday decision you make in your life. I got you, Austin. I added you. Whew, okay, so you're being asked by your shadow self to trust your instincts more, Crystal. Definitely trust your instincts more on this one. And like you said about the kettles, your friend collects kettles and there's a whole bunch of kettles in here. And I mean, the symbolism is just crazy. Yeah, you did get the wolf card too, about trusting your instincts more. Definitely trust your instincts more. And then you received the veil. Okay, so the veil, the keywords for the veil is crossing and revealing truth and concealment. Interesting. Okay, so the veil is the very heart of Samhain. On this night, the veil between worlds is at its thinnest, and the spirit realm is as close as it's ever going to be here on earth. That means you have a toll-free call to every spiritual helper, from the gods and goddesses to your ancestors, your angels, ghosts, you name it. Each year, you have a chance at receiving supercharged advice from those who know everything in its entire universe. The Veil card has come to you for your reading because new truths will soon be revealed in your situation. Things are being uncovered that were waiting for the conditions just to be right so that they can present themselves to you in the most effective way. Be sure to keep your mind open to receiving messages in unusual ways. Notice anything, notice any recurring signs or symbols or even feelings. There is no coincidence for you at this time. And we were literally just talking about how there's no coincidences, right? We were literally just talking how there's no coincidences. There are zero coincidences. Yep, Samhain was October 31st. So it's also a message telling you that on Samhain, which is October 31st, that is when the veil is at its thinnest. That's when the shadow world is the closest to us within our reach. And that is the time to ask questions to anyone, anything, anytime during that time of Samhain. So you're being asked to trust your instincts, and you're also being asked to reach out to the shadow realm. So there is no coincidence. There's no coincidence, Crystal, that you're here looking for answers from your shadow self for messages, right? The veil is the shadow side, right? Shadow self. Instincts is trusting your instincts more, going maybe trusting things that you don't know. Like, don't second guess yourself. That's the worst thing you can do, right? Is if you have a feeling about something, go with that feeling. Don't second guess your instincts, okay? Because then you're second guessing yourself, okay? You're second guessing yourself. So keep that in mind, that when Samhain comes around this year, that you have some questions that you need to ask your ancestors, whoever, that whatever questions you have, you can ask them during that time. Then you have I Won't Cry for You. Hi, Shelly. How are you? So I Won't Cry for You. That's an interesting one. I need to know what that one is myself. What's that one? 22. So that one is saying breaking up can only be done by two persons. One will do it earlier, maybe, but sooner or later the other will follow. One can afford to do it with words and actions. The other will probably be able to do inside her own heart. It's painless, it's definite, it's hard. It's sometimes necessary. Breaking up is not just letting go of a person. You're letting go of a part of yourself, of hopes and dreams and trust. Let go of feelings and memories. You let go of emptiness you felt and a connection you relied on to. Anger will help at the beginning, but the last part of the road can't be done by just anger. Closure comes when you dry up your tears. It is a gorgeous moment when you allow yourself to, frankly, don't give a damn about it. This is your don't give a damn card, Crystal. This is your don't give a damn card. All that was past is not a credit or a debt. It is just suddenly no more than a gift. You can raise your chin. After all, tomorrow is another day. Your past does not define you. Okay? Your past does not define you. Chin up, because tomorrow's a brand new day, right? Tomorrow's a brand new day, and this is your I don't give a damn card. This is your zero fucks given card. You have to start on certain things, kind of like being like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. That's not my battle. That's not my fight. That's not my say, because you got to trust your instincts on things, right? You got to trust your instincts. And sometimes your instincts are like, Psh, I don't have to say anything about this because it's not my thing. Right? Yeah. And you're working on it. See, you're working on it. And then you have Bride in a Cage. Bride in a Cage. Let's see what this one means. This is number 21. So this one is saying, when we put the good of our life just in our expectations, we can dismiss the present, waiting for the dawn we know all arrive. Wait, that didn't make sense. When we put the good of our life just in our expectations, we can dismiss the present, waiting for the dawn we know will arrive. The future becomes a shopping cart. It needs a bit of this, a bit of that, a few kilograms of that, and also a couple of boxes of another of this. When we look at it, it shines like a brand new day in a commercial. And as it happens with commercials, when the future comes, it's not exactly perfect. The smile is forced, the day is too hot or too cold, the kiss is dry, the lion limps softly and doesn't roar. As long as something is not here, but is pushed further along the timeline, we have the luxury to take it off of reality and treat it as fantasy. We push forward and we push forward until we actually catch up with our dream, and then we crash. The future should not feel like a cage, not even a gilded, wonderful, handmade designer cage. The future is a tree, gnarled, rough to the touch, full of flowers only in spring, dense and damp through the rains, absolutely imperfect. So you're pushing forward and you're pushing forward, and you're getting no results. Getting zero results. It's like you're pushing for it, but you're just not getting there. It's almost like it's like a stuck, stagnant feeling, right? You're in a cage, you've cornered yourself. And all these this goes hand in hand with something like there's a reason you're getting these cards. There's a clear reason you're getting these cards. There's answers that you're seeking for sure. Answers that you're seeking as to why you're getting these cards. And you will get the answers when you ask what you need to ask to your ancestors and your loved ones. Very interesting so far. Then you have Fiona and the Unicorn, which is the gift of sacred light. The gift of sacred light. That is card number 29? So while your third eye is opening, it may be helpful to work with a crystal, to work outside with the fairies in the natural habitat, and to experience pure and beautiful visions to balance the other stranger and sometimes harsh images you will see. Take time to see into nature, and this opening will not be traumatic. It may be strange and difficult at times, but it will become natural and pleasurable, and what you see with your spirit eye will be pleasant for you to experience. Again, we're talking about talking with the other side with your third eye, with the veil, Samhain. A great many visions will come to you. Stay hydrated and keep a record of what you see. You may begin to create spirit paintings, capturing these spirit visions with pen, color, and canvas. You are not losing your mind. You have been gifted with sacred light. So, Miss Crystal, I don't know if we've had this conversation before, but with what's been given here, you are spiritually gifted, and I'm not sure if you know this and think that you're not, and you're like, oh, I'm seeing things and I'm not really seeing it, but it's there. Like, you are getting messages from everywhere. You are getting the messages. Brother Raccoon, a safe place for you to go. Because there's been plenty of times where I'm like, see, I was like, I think we've had this conversation before. Yep. See, that's where you're second guessing yourself, girl. See, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. Stop second guessing yourself, because questioning yourself only makes you doubt yourself and ruin yourself. You're slowly eating away at yourself when you second guess yourself. You're slowly eating away at yourself. So Brother Raccoon is saying, do not speak. Adapt, make intelligent choices, and hide your precious self or knowledge for a time. If working on a new project, do not speak of it to others for now. At least you will dissipate the energy. More terrifying, you run the risk of being stolen or appropriated. And you also run the risk of worrying about it, which in itself, it's energy sapping. Keep it beautiful secret between you and the universe, and continue to do your work. It needs your attention and energy right now. Do not give it all away. Keep it close, friends, fresh, new, and exciting, and stay well under the radar for the time being. Be adaptable for now. Keep the mask closed. You are highly intelligent. You will have a perfect place to hide out, a place to stay safe, a place to preserve yourself and your treasures. Is going to ground, will not be forever. And when you emerge, you will be reborn, ready to come from a heart-centered space with no more needed to hide. Oh, hang on, I gotta let the other cat out. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry, y'all. That's my chair. My chair. So you got a pretty heavy reading about your spiritual side. Like, it's like you know you're gifted, but you're second guessing what you're seeing and everything about your intuition. And anxiety is a big thing for you. Which anxiety is huge with a lot of people. I mean, it's almost like it's almost like an everyday life for everybody, right? Anxiety. But for some reason it's causing you to feel like you don't have a safe place to go. It's making you feel like you're not supposed to be seeing these things. You're not supposed to do this because some people might not think that that's a quote unquote normal thing, right? But what exactly is normal? There is no normal. Normal is what we live every day as our normal life. My normalcy isn't your normalcy. Saul's normalcy isn't anybody else's normalcy. Do you see what I'm saying? Normal is only in the eye of the beholder. So you can't push your normal onto someone else. Okay? Stop trying to live a normal life, someone else's normalcy. Live your normal life. Live what you think is normal. And if you seeing and being more spiritually connected is what you feel is normal, then you need to do that. Instincts. You have the sacred light, the third eye. This is telling you about your third eye. That when Samhain hits on the 31st, you're already able to make that connection. It's just telling you to ask. Like usually it tells people to you need to start opening up your third eye, but you already have that. It's just telling you to reach out when it's thinnest and ask your questions of what you need to be asked, because you have some things that you need to work through from your past. And connecting and asking questions from your ancestors and past loved ones is going to help you do that. So you got to stop ignoring that your not as spiritually connected as you think that you are, because you really are. And you don't have to worry about feeling alone or feeling different, because you're you're part of my world, part of Nat's world. Everybody in here, you're a part of our world. And to us, that is normal. Okay. That is normal. So you don't have to feel different, like different in a bad way to where you have to hide yourself. Okay. You don't have to feel different in a bad way. Okay. Yours was some crazy stuff. Yours is some crazy stuff. You are so welcome. And remember, you have till Samhain, which is the 31st of October, to start working on things and get your questions ready for when the veil is lifted. You have a lot of questions you need to ask. And as an Aquarius, I'm always weird, different person. It's how people, it's how the world is meant to make us feel, right? Because we're not like what they think is their version of normal, right? But what is normal? Normal's in the eye of the beholder, right? My normal is not your normal. Your normal is not mine. I mean, it's plain and simple. People, a lot of people just can't see past it because they're ignorant and they're slow to learning that not everybody's the same, and people are different for a reason, right? Kelly, aka just Yaya. I don't think you guys were. Well, thank you. We definitely, I know I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yay, you're here, Kelly. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Saul. Spirits, what messages does Kelly's shadow self have for her? What message? Wow, okay. No joke there. No joke there. Yes, my YouTube name is the same as this one, Tarot with Trisha, exactly the same. Was that the only one? Okay. Okay. Then you got those two. All right, Miss Kelly, let's get into your reading. So let's start with your Season of the Witch cards for your shadow self. Transformation. Like 1,000 storms held in hands, soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within. So another transformation, second transformation of the night so far. Banshee. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail, and you can expect bleeding from within. Interesting. Okay, so Kelly, you got the transformation card. Keywords for your transformation is alchemy and change. It says, what is transformation but changing from one thing into another? We are all after some alchemy, turning the lead of our lives into golden dreams and opportunity. A witch's specialty. She knows how to bend energy to her will and make something out of nothing at all. Alchemy, magic, manifestation. It all leads to the same things, changing what was into what you want to be. Changing what was into what you want it to be. There is an endless supply of resources for how you might go about such a change. There is no right or wrong answer for the transformation you seek. When transformation finds itself in a reading, it is because you are on the cusp of a significant shift. The winds are rolling in, so you better get ready. Even if you aren't aware of it, you've set things in motion. Every thought, every prayer, every action and inaction is a seed of manifestation waiting to take root. You, my most beloved, are about to see this manifestation surface. Be prepared, as this may be swift and unpleasant like a tornado. This transformation will be especially unpleasant if you have also pulled the Banshee card. What? What? Change is rarely easy. Sometimes change comes to us in ways we least expect, forcing us to make moves we couldn't have done on our own. These might be destructive and chaotic, but the dust will settle and we will be left with a clean slate to fill with everything we truly want. Say what? Okay, girl. So your transformation from these cards so far is not going to be an easy one for you. This transformation is definitely not going to be an easy one for you. So the Banshee, let's get into the Banshee. Your keywords are bad omens and wrath. A banshee is a fairy woman from Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member by wailing, shrieking, or keening. Some believe banshees are spirits of young women who have been brutally murdered. These spirits become banshees so that they can warn other women when faced with a familiar threat. It is more common to hear that a banshee is a woman who is intensely grieving the passing of a loved one and that she has become eternally lost in sadness. Nevertheless, a banshee's cry is a bad omen and one should take caution when she appears. In a reading, a banshee's cry also means death, but this death is not physical. It is a symbolic one. You are facing an ending. However, this will not be easy and you will still mourn the loss. This ending is long overdue, and the powers that can be no longer wait for you. And the powers that be can no longer wait for you to let go. The choice to end your situation may no longer be your choice. You've rejected change, but you can't avoid it. You're holding on to something that no longer benefits you, perhaps a job that you hate, a relationship that drains you, a place where you do not feel safe. Know that it is time to let go. It is important to remember that every ending also brings a new beginning. Moving on makes space for new energy to come into our lives. Don't get caught in the mourning process for longer than is necessary. It can be easy to mourn the loss, but this prevents you from seeing the doors that open up before you. Wow. That's pretty deep, Kelly. That's pretty deep. Holy Jesus. So this transformation is not going to be easy for you because you've held on making changes for so long. Okay. You have definitely held on making this change or changes for a long time. And your shadow self can't hold back anymore. Like it's inevitable at this point. So the changes that are coming upon you are pretty much just like they're going to happen regardless of if you're ready, because it needs to happen. So I'm not sure what this huge change is. You probably know, but it's going to happen. And it's not going to be a good one. It's going to have its ups and downs, probably more downs than good. So Your shadow self is telling you that you need to be ready for this transformation. You definitely need to be ready for this transformation. You have perchance to dream. And then you have gilded regret. Hey sis, how are you? I hope you've had a good weekend. So when is that? 28. So Kelly, this is saying it's time to surrender, to drown, to dive in head first in the cozy, all-developing darkness of the blanket. It is a moment of weakness, a desire to close your eyes and surrender, just for one moment, 1 second, 1 minute. Not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid, just welcoming the darkness outside within fully. How long will that moment last? A minute? We can say just a minute, but it's not true. Disappearing, but in an instant. Disappearing is but an instant. Just the time to take a breath twice, and yet it takes ages. Ages will we regret. Ages that we will have lost, like stolen by our own surrendering. And yet we close our eyes. We let one sense after the other slow down to nothing. Sight first, then hearing and smell. Last will be the touch, the comforting hand we all deserve, to hold us up when we have done enough and we just cannot but let it go. You got a jam. So pretty much this is going along with your transformation. Okay, Saul, thank you. This is going with your transformation, saying that it's still inevitable. It's coming. It's saying that, you've had plenty of chances to try and make this change for yourself happen, but you just haven't went for it because you're not a fan of change. So this change is kind of being forced upon you, this transformation. Gilded regret. The cage of our memories is the most gilded, lingering to the past, savoring crumbs and flashes, hints and ifs. But is our sword, however, is our shield. We follow the river against the currents to a sea of maybes. We cannot say life is here now. We just say life was here. So that even when the future builds day by day, we still look lost. Changes we fled. Changes we fled. Even in this one is talking about changes. It is like staying in the twilight of conscience, in the blessed state of those 5 minutes between the time and the alarm rings and when you actually have to wake up. Like little kids between the time mom calls and the time we need to wake up and run. But those 5 minutes are still taking up too much time. They are the drain of our energies and our opportunities of our future. The ifs are now gone. Whatever has been already, isn't it? Okay, Miss Kelly. Wow, so this change is is huge. Like this change is huge. Like I'm talking huge. Like it's been in the works for a very, 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 very long time, Kelly. Very, very, very long time. I buried my brother today. I got some. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm glad you received messages from him, Mary. I'm glad you received messages from him. I am very sorry for your loss, though. So this changes is huge. No more what ifs, buts, howevers. Like it's like this thing's happening regardless of what you're saying. This transformation, your shadow self is telling you it's happening no matter what. This change is happening no matter what. You are unlike anyone else. Your contradictions and complexities are interesting. And you got the butterflies. Then you also have Little Red Riding Hood, which I am not a victim. You are not a victim. Oh my gosh, I have got to let this cat in. Do you guys hear this cat? It's crazy. Oh my god, this cat. This is the other cat. This isn't the cat. This isn't my cat that had passed. This is another cat. And he is literally a pain in my butt. Literally a pain in my butt. Oh my gosh. So, are you still here, Kelly? Did I lose you? Did I lose you, Kelly? Thank you. Thank you, Nat. Thank you. Okay, you're here, Kelly. I just wanted to make sure you were still here. It sounds like your cat's Mary. Oh my God, I know. He does this all the time. He came in and now he's sitting there like he wants out again. Okay, so you are unlike anyone else. The meaning of this one. Your decisions are being challenged. There is confusion concerning who you are. People who you have been close to may draw away or feel betrayed or confused at this time because they no longer know who you are, or they say. This is a time for making choices that may seem to be odd, that be too odd for others, but which assist you in becoming the unique person you are. Refuse to be labeled and create your own style, look, approach, and identity, even if it does not seem popular at first. Mash concepts and come up with approaches that are innovative and exciting. Stick to your truth and go through the challenging times in order to reach a place where you are accepted and loved for who you are. If this card reaches out to you while you are feeling extremely alone, take heart. All will be worth the darker times. You have the light of your own truth on your side, and all who see it will come to know you truly and love you for all your contradictions. You are inventing the future, not only for you, but for those like you. Do not give up just before the miracle of change blooms in your life. So this change, even this card is saying that this change is a miracle, that is something that you need coming. Yeah. This change is something that is just coming. It's inevitable, and it's something that is very, 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 very much needed in your life right now. Then Little Red Riding Hood, I am not your victim. This is your shadow self. Okay, remember, guys, this is your shadow self. Messages from your shadow self. So you are not a victim. Once you were mistreated, it is true. Once you retreated, that is also true. No more. Now you are strong, and you are not the sum total of bad experiences. See, we're still talking about bad experiences. Thank the gift of Hunter has given you. It is now time to mend fences and borderlines, take self-defense classes, and be sure the entry points to your home are strong and secure. On an energetic level, take responsibility. Do not allow people re-entry once they have violated a sacred threshold. You are the person who must maintain, protect, secure, and readjust your boundaries. No other is responsible. Take a stand, because it is now a time to be firm and decisive. No backing down. Someone stands with you. You do not face this alone. So your transformation is not going to be faced alone, of course. There's going to be somebody with you. And you have some traumatic things that you have to go through first, which is what I think this transformation is talking about. These traumatic events is what's been holding you back from this change that is inevitably coming now. It's something that you're going to have to face head on, unfortunately. I don't blame you. I mean, this sounds like you have a bumpy ride coming, but it's going to be like a miracle in disguise, if that makes sense. Like, this all has to do with your shadow self. So things that you don't like to talk about, things you don't want to talk about, something that you might be ashamed of, something embarrassing, like this all has to do with bringing things to the surface. And there is definitely something in your past that is going to be making itself known to you soon. Like you're going to have to make a change with it, whatever this past thing is, and admit that whatever it is that happened, and do whatever it is that you need to do from there for your transformation. You know what I mean? You have a bumpy road ahead of you, but like I said, it's a miracle in disguise. It really is going to be a miracle in disguise, and you're not alone. That's the good thing, is you're not alone on this transformation. You are never alone on a transformation. Never alone. And you're not the victim anymore. You're not the victim. You are no longer a victim. So I hope this makes somewhat of some sense to you. Hi, Irene, and resonates with you from your shadow self. Because that's a pretty powerful transformation you got coming up. Pretty darn powerful, I must say. You're a survivor for a reason, my dear. You are a survivor, not a victim. Exactly. You are a survivor, not a victim. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Listen to your shadow self from time to time. Listen to your shadow self from time to time. Ronnie Weaver, are you here, Ronnie? Perfect, you're here. All right. What message or messages does Ronnie's shadow self have? What message or messages does Ronnie's shadow self have? Look at that, already a card. Whoa, that's okay. Yep, that's good right here. That's good right here. That's way too many over there. They definitely have something to say to you. Oh my goodness, this cat. This kitty. Oh, well, that one fell out, so. You're like, oh crap. You're like, what am I doing now? You're like, what am I doing now? Now, like I said, if I don't get to everybody tonight, I will definitely do another live stream this week, and we will finish up the shadow self messages, okay? I will finish them up this week. I always do. I never leave people hanging. Now you want out? You're going to have to give me a minute, Kit Kat. You're going to have to give me a minute. You didn't get it. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Always sparkling. I'm so sorry. Don't you like YouTube? Be right back. I just let you in. Now you want out? Well, go. Oh, if it ain't kids, it's animals, right, y'all? If it ain't kids, it's animals. Your cat could be. Your cat could be trying to tell you something too. All right. Let's get into your reading. We'll start with these ones first. So you have ritual. Ooh, 33, 2 threes. Threes could be numbers for you. So pay attention to those numbers. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. Yeah, for you, it's your dogs. Yeah. Then you have haunted. The breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet, the creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within bone. So this one, you're never alone. There's always somebody, someone, or if you have past animals, like there's always someone there reaching out to you in your time of need. There's always someone reaching out to you in your time of need. You have bats. Invoke the power and fear not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undenying change. Another change. A lot of these messages for you guys have been a lot about change and transformation, which is huge, which is always huge. You feel your dad is with me? Oh, more than likely. Okay, let's see what ritual is about. Ritual is 33. So the key words for ritual are dedication and harnessing. Ritual is the very foundation of a witch's practice. It is the doorway to worlds unseen and a rite of passage. It is the deliberate honoring of the wise ones who've walked before us, the spiritual ones who watch over us. It is also a dedication to self, a place where you can find yourself in your practice and harness the power within. Ritual is a dedication to your craft and is about you showing up for things that are essential to you, be it going to work, organizing your kids, or hitting up the gym. Spiritual rituals are no different. If anything, they are even more critical than the day-to-day stuff of life. It is important to take time to honor your magic and the magic of those you call upon. By doing so, you are making a choice. If you have pulled the ritual, it is because you are being drawn to honor your magic in a more profound way. You are asked to explore your power as a witch truly, to find the proper times and energy to develop your craft. Making time to honor each step of ritual magic through intention is like sending out a beacon saying, I'm here and I'm ready to own my power as a witch. The powers that be will notice your efforts and begin to give you more power as a reward. So you have the power ultimately. You have the power over you. You have the intentions. You have the manifestation powers. Put intention behind your vision. Okay. Dedication. Put intention behind your visions. Yep. I know. That's what I'm saying. Everybody that I've had this conversation with before about practicing the craft, it keeps coming up. And you know why it keeps coming up? Because you're not practicing. You're not practicing it. Yes, exactly, Nat. Exactly. There are so many natural witches that don't realize that they have power that a lot of us have to work towards, that they just have it naturally. So these keep coming up because you do need to work on your craft. Like people have so much power just behind their words. It's unreal. Like the people that are famous, the actors, the actresses, the singers, right? The songwriters, Walt Disney, anybody you can think of that's famous, they are there because they put their intention behind their visions. Okay. They made themselves who they are because they say what they do, they mean what they say, right? Put intention behind your vision because that is a craft. It is a craft. No, that was oh, who was that? I'll have to go back and look. I don't remember who that was, but yeah, I'll have to go back and look. Then you have haunted. Mhm. I'm so drawn when I do yep, exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's natural for you, Ronnie. It's natural. Whereas a lot of us have to work at that, and it is just natural for you. Okay, so haunted means the definition of a poltergeist is an unknown spirit that causes disturbances such as loud noise or moving furniture. In fact, the word poltergeist is German and it means noisy spirit. Originally, poltergeists were thought to be demons who played tricks, focusing their attention on one specific person. However, theories surrounding the origins of poltergeist disturbances have changed. Many believe poltergeist to be a manifestation of an individual's troubled psyche. The disturbances generally focus on one person. This person is usually in some kind of pain or trauma, either from things done to them or things they've done to others. The poltergeist becomes a physical representation of the pain that has been locked away and left to fester. Eventually, that pain becomes too much for one person to hold on, and poltergeist is born, bringing with it a terrifying display of what was hidden. You have pulled the haunted card because there is something that you must atone for. You've locked something away, choosing to ignore it rather than own up to your mistake. This can be something you have done to someone else, but also something you feel you've done to yourself, perhaps a choice you like to forget, or even a trauma that you never dealt with. Whatever your situation, know that your hauntings will continue until you are ready to face the monster your pain has created. This is especially true if you have also pulled the cards greet the darkness or ghost. Well, you don't have any of those, so there's a situation or something or a mistake that you haven't faced fully. You've had a lot of pain with your mom. You haven't faced it. So you're being haunted by this. You're being haunted by this. You're being haunted by it. Bat. Okay, am I still here? Okay. That makes sense. Good. Good. I'm glad it makes sense. Okay, so bat. And that one is 6. This one is for psychic development and hidden realms. Psychic development, dedication to the craft. Psychic developments, dedication to the craft. Okay? Many people, yeah, I can't even talk now. Many people believe bats to be blind, but they see using their ears to attune to vibrations and sense things. Your intuition can see beyond your eyesight, picking up on things the rational mind can sometimes miss. There has been a wonderful movement in the world to deepen intuition. Intuition, and we were just talking about this, intuition isn't just about saying my spirit guides told me. It's about genuinely trusting that inner voice to guide you in the dark. You need space to go to the dark places so that you can put your inner knowing to the test. Doing your work is not about staying away from the dark thoughts or bad feelings. It's about knowing how to pull yourself out of the darkness when you get there. It's about being able to walk through the dark without losing your light. You are being guided to tap into the hidden realms of your subconscious when bat comes flying into your reading. It's time to peek into the dark caves and spaces. It's time for you to dig into your spirituality, facing the good, the bad, and the ugly. Bat advises you to stop trying to start allowing. Stop trying and start allowing. Allow your intuition to guide you. Allow yourself to feel energy moving through you and your surroundings. Feel the vibrations come in and come in. Yeah, I can't. Feel the vibrations you come into contact with and let that be your guide. Genuinely doing spiritual work isn't always glamorous, which it's not. Sometimes it requires you to get deep and ugly, which is what shadow work is. But above all, it requires you to be honest. Honesty means going into the dark rooms where you have tried to hide. Wow. Wow, wow. See what I'm saying? How these are messages from your shadow self, right? It's talking about the things that make you feel uncomfortable. It's revisiting past traumas, revisiting past mistakes, things that have happened to you. And it's not a bad thing to go and visit the dark sides, because you have to be able to venture into the darkness to come out and reach the light, right? So perfect sense. You have the craft. It's there, but you have this trauma blocking you. There's a lot of things blocking you from doing this. Hang on, my keyboard just fell. Give me a second. It was sparkling. It was. So you have got to listen to the vibrations, listen to your instincts, follow your instincts. Because remember, we were just talking about this. Intentions, instincts behind vision and dedication. But you have this wall of mistakes and trauma and things that you can't get past and deal with, and it's blocking you from doing that. So you have to unblock that, which means you have to go into the darkness so you can come out to the light. You have to be okay with going to the dark and finding the dark so you can come out to the light. You have to be okay with that. Everybody does that. Everybody ventures into the dark side of themselves, but then hey, there's always the light. I'm coming out to the light side. But you have to venture into the dark to fix the dark so you can come out to the light. Exactly. Oh, that was deep. That reading was deep. This one right here was deep. Holy bejeebus. Yep, use your manifestation gift to help bring you out of the dark. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Then you have sacrifice and obsession. Since my dad passed, I've held back eggs. Yep. It's that holding back. Holding back is a mistake that everybody does. It's never a good thing to hold back. It's because it prevents you from making progression. Holding back prevents you from making progression. So you got sacrifice. There is a strong power in sacrifice. Our fears, our hopes, they are all claims to a small world. Our sense of self is a small, petty creature of uncertain resolve and shaky horizons. With sacrifice, we renounce our sense of self. We accept to be lost. We accept to be shaken and cut and bruised and hurt and burdened and locked and stricken and deep and despised and gossiped and betrayed and be misunderstood and be left alone to rot, to die, with just words of thanks, while the world while the world goes on over our broken dreams. But when we drown our sense of self to sacrifice, we are also a greater person. We are screaming, I exist, I make the difference. We accepted a price to pay, and we used our blood and tears as currency. That gives us the right to stand tall. When you sacrifice yourself, you're sacrificing who you are. It's your blood and tears, right? And it makes you the greater person. Sacrificing yourself, right? Your wants, your needs, your hopes, your fears, traumas, triggers, sacrificing all of that. You come out to be the bigger and the better person. You come out to be the bigger and the better person. Thank you, Nat. I am making you a mod, ma'am. Whew, then we have obsession for number 3. Yep. Fears and traumas, you got to sacrifice them. You got to live them. You have to relive them to sacrifice them, because once you forget them, right? Because you hide them in the darkness, you hide them in the shadows of yourself. You have to revisit them, re-experience them, so you can sacrifice them to be the better person. Learn from the past experiences. Don't let the past experience traumas and fears and your triggers run who you are. That's what a lot of people do, is they run off their triggers. They live off their triggers and traumas. Don't do that, because you are the bigger and better person. You are the bigger and better person. Obsession. We choose comets and mirrors and shadows. Sometimes we actually chase cars or myths. Obsession is a trick of our perception. Many become one, and that one bloats us to take everything else. It feels like it whenever it is an idea, a person, an objective, flavors our life and gives meaning to it. As all the light through the lens, it converges on a single point, and that point goes ablaze under the greatest fire. But it makes us feel more awake by hiding the rest of the world under a cloud of slumber. Obsession is a drug. In small doses, it whips. In big doses, it kills. If we drown inside an obsession, we should close our eyes. We don't die in the darkness. We just fall asleep, and then we can wake up more naturally. Obsession is a drug. Hear this, guys. Hear this. Obsession is a drug. In small doses, it whips. In big doses, it kills. Being obsessed over things is the same thing as not being able to move on, right? Like you're obsessed by a certain event in your life that you can't move on. It's too traumatic that you can't move on. That's building walls, right? That's putting up barriers. But you have to break down those walls and barriers to make progression. You got to make the progression that is needed. Obsessing over things that you can't change isn't going to make things better for you. It's only going to make things tougher for you. Obsession, like that, like me reading that about obsession is a drug, and how small doses, it comes as whips. In large doses, it can kill. Like that right there just like puts it in perspective, right? Like, don't dwell on the obsessions of what is, what was, what can't be. You have to focus on what can be, what is, what will, what I can do, right? So your reading is so deep, Ronnie. Whew, I can't right now. Oh, your reading is so deep. I almost feel like crying. Whew. Oh, gosh. I think that hit me a little bit too, honestly. Obsessing over things you can't change, right? I think that hit me a lot too. Whew. Sometimes it's hard admitting that there's things that you can't change, right? It's hard sometimes admitting that no matter what you have done, the outcome would have still been the same. Sometimes it's hard to admit that. Sometimes it really is. Thank you, Nat. That right there really hit me, I think. Okay. Let's continue. Sorry, y'all. Let's continue. You got Kitsune. I will show you whom to trust. I will show you whom to trust. Oh, so this one states, you will have a series of coincidences in which you stumble upon information that reveals what is the best action to take is, whom you can trust in the current situation, and where best to invest your precious energy and efforts. There may be a darting red gold movement seen from the corner of your eye, or a smile and shining brown eyes glimpsed through the window. Japanese themes may take their way into your life for no apparent reason. There are all signs that a kitsune is here to help you. Kitsunes often assume human form. So if you have a new neighbor with a ginger cat, or a golden colored dog, or a red haired new friend suddenly appears in your life, wonder if it may be kitsune at this current time. You will know by the being's strange behavior, sniffing the air, high alertness, startled movements, and sudden action. A kitsune will ask you lots of personal questions and prod and provoke your boundaries. For the time, this kitsune is assigned to you, and it is unlikely that it is there for your lifetime. She will be true to you in all ways. Kitsunes are often go-betweens, connecting the Great Spirit to those of us from here in this realm. They are delightful, evasive, shy, friendly, and full of mischief, and they will protect you by sharing the secrets they overhear with you. So there is someone, something, an animal or a person that will provoke your boundaries. And these boundaries, because you're holding the boundaries and barriers up so strong that they need to be brought down. And this person or thing is going to provoke them and help you get your boundaries down. So keep an eye out for that. Yep. There's a reason for that. That's one of your barriers you need to work on. The unending sadness of looking back. Endless regret. Obsession, grief. Obsessive grief. What did we just talk about? Obsession. Replaying the past. Negative nostalgia. Okay. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay. Is that 36? Yeah, that's 36. All right, here we go. Fossils are totems of your ancient past, and the trilobite speaks of the times before Lemuria and Atlantis, an age when the earth herself was being born from the cosmic egg, cracking open and becoming. Our past is fascinating. Our past is rich. Our ancestry is worth investigating. But to live there, to cry because we believe we are no longer at that one perfect time in our lives, is to deny the gifts of the present and the treasures of the future. When this card appears to you, know that you are experiencing an epiphany, that your sadness is now of your own making, for you are recycling the moments in the past when all changed, when your world failed you, and this is preventing you from opening and being fully alive now. This is not a death, but a long, lingering non-life, a twilight life, a kind of way of preventing yourself from the possibility of ever being hurt again. Please allow yourself to come back to us from this land of unburied pain. Slowly, if you must, but place the past and its unrealized promise down. Bury it. Let it become a memory, and allow your guides to bring you into the beauty of life once again. There is a possibility of experiencing strong and compulsive nostalgia and regrets, thinking about an old issue over and over, believing life has robbed or cheated you somehow, and forgetting the glory and incredible blessings of breathing in and out. There may also be a fixation on past lives and early childhood hurts, an obsession with finding what went wrong to explain your pain. Fight all that, you will win. See, this is even telling you obsessing over the past, obsessing over things you can't change, right? This is even telling you have so many things in here telling you that you need to relive certain experience and move on. You have got to move on from the things that you're obsessing over. And you have the power, but because you're obsessing over these things, it's preventing you from reaching your full potential and receiving everything that you want from your life. Obsessing over the past and things that you can't change is something that you need to work on. Whew. That reading can actually go for a lot of people, right? And not just you. All the crap going on in this world stirs up all the... Yep, sure does. Mm-hmm. It really was. Like, I feel this reading as well. And if this, like I said, if this resonates with you, this resonates with you. Like, some things you need to hear, you know what I mean? Some things you just need to hear. And sometimes it's hearing it from someone that doesn't know you that makes you realize that some things you have to do. You know what I mean? Some things you just have to do. And it could take the perspective of somebody that you don't know before you realize that you need to make changes. So, woo, deep reading here, y'all. Thank you for letting me read for you, Ronnie. Holy bejeebus. Holy bejeebus. You know what you got to do now, Ronnie. You know what you got to do. All right. Ginger, are you still here? You're so welcome, Ronnie. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it just takes the perspective of someone that's not in your everyday life, that doesn't know you, to be like, hey, this is what you need to do to get out of that funk so you can make progression in your life, right? Mama always said that you have to put the past behind you before you can move on. Yep. Yep. Stupid is as stupid does, right? All right, Ginger. Thanks, Nat. Whoo, that I gotta shake that. I gotta shake that last reading off a minute. Woo, shake. Cleanse. Thank you, Nat. All right. What does Ginger's shadow self have for her tonight? What messages does Ginger's shadow self have for her tonight? Well, alrighty then. Alrighty then, Ginger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ginger has 4. Okay, they got some message for you, Ginger. What you been up to? What you been up to? Your shadow self is like, hey, I got some tattling to do. Ginger's shadow self is trying to be a tattletale. Ooh-wee. Ginger's like, I'm so scared. Ginger's like, I am scared now. She's like, that's it. I'm scared now. I am scared. She's like, God. She's like, what's gonna be said? Hey, Speck, how are you? Okay, Ginger. Whew, looks like you got some, your shadow self has some things to tell you tonight. Are you ready for this? Potions and spells. A pinch of this, a dash of that. Be sure you're sure before you call. I am having a good night, thank you. Then you have the underworld. Hand over your known. A shift is near. Take a leap. Your journey is clear. Ooh, that little rhyme you got. Okay. So a journey is coming. And this one is saying, be sure you're sure before you call. Okay, okay. Black cats. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. Okay. Ooh, you got haunted too. Ooh, the breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet, the creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within bone. All right. So potions and spells. Keyword for you on this one is manifesting and calling. Potions and spells are how a witch weaves her magic, calling into existence her deepest desires. Potion making and spell crafting are two rituals that, when done correctly, can bring about dozens of manifestations. Adding little pinches of this and that here and there can change your creations ever so slightly, as in the art that has been passed down through hundreds of generations in as many cultures. One of these nights of the year to create potions and work spells is on Samhain, when the veil is in its thinnest. Weaving your magic on this night is like supercharging your magical creations and rituals. Our ancestors would work spells on Samhain to survive the winter. For a time, magic was very bread and butter of survival, a way to protect, nourish, and support through good times and bad. So, should you receive the Potion and Spells card, know that you should begin learning the art of potion making and spell crafting. The more personal a spell or potion, the better the chance of a favorable outcome. You are capable of manifesting anything you wish. You are the director of your life. As a witch, you are better equipped to manifest the exact life you desire and deserve. Think big. The potions and spells available to you are endless. You can have and create anything you choose. Make it your mission to craft your life. Ultimately, it's telling you you are the creator, the magician of your own life and the direction that you go. You create everything in and around your life. And you also have the tools to create physical things that can help you with improving your life. You're being asked, yep, on Halloween Spec, you're being asked on Halloween, when Halloween comes around, to craft up some potions and spells. You do have a couple, you see? You're being asked to do this. This is from your shadow self, the part of you that you keep hidden. This is from your shadow self. Then you have the underworld. Keywords for this one is transition and judgment. In magic, the underworld is a place of transition between one life and the next, a place where you can retreat to replenish your soul and learn the details of your next human experience assignment. That doesn't mean you won't find judgment when you cross the veil. It is often said that how you live one life will determine your abundance in the next. Those who get through life with loving, kind hearts will find prosperity and great love in the next. Those who are cruel will find themselves in a life of hardship and trauma as a way to atone for their unkindness. The message for this card is about transitions. It's about moving out of the old and into a new way of living. We've been clearing out baggage for a long time because it takes a long time to clear out ways of doing and thinking that make up our very own way of life. But it's time to stop through the threshold into something new and different. This can be scary because it means something has had to die so that your new life may begin. You are more than prepared to handle this new path, or it wouldn't have been given to you. Embrace the change, loved one. Wow. So, whew. Okay, so in order for you to make this change that is telling you to make, something old has to, quote unquote, has to be buried, has to die, has to disappear. And it could be like an old way of thinking, an old way of believing, right? Mm-hmm. And you've got to get rid of that old way of thinking because this transition needs to happen. Transition, transition, transition. Then you got Black Cat. Like an old part of yourself has to die off, right? You have to break the cycle of something you've believed in that you no longer believe in, something that you followed that you no longer want to follow. There's something that you have to break a cycle with so you can move on and be who you're supposed to be. Okay? You need to move on and break the ties from that and be who you're supposed to be. Okay? All right, so Black Cat. Keywords for Black Cat is independence, survival, and grace. Hello, cat with 9 lives. Cats are graceful creatures, rivaling the snobbiest of humans. They are fiercely independent and value their time and space above all things. They are aloof yet love affection, and they put their health and well-being above all other things. Cats are also mysterious. They are the symbol of empowerment and setting boundaries, 2 qualities every witch needs to be successful in her craft. No wonder cats are a favorite among witches' familiars, which is why I have them. When the Black Cat comes purring into your reading, you are being asked to find your independence. Grab some me time so that you can find your footing again. It is easy to get lost in the chaos when you have a lot going on. Taking a step back to see the bigger picture is the best way to get some fresh ideas about where you want to go next. Transition. How to solve the problem or how to get out of a funk. Remember, me time doesn't have to be dramatic. Having a 20-minute coffee break at your local coffee shop can be just as rewarding as an all-day staycation. When it comes to me time, choose quality over quantity always. Black cats ask you to learn the power of saying no. We all have to set boundaries and rules, which you have a problem with boundaries and rules, Ginger. So you need to set them. Okay. This is telling you you have to use the word no more often than what you're using, and you have to set boundaries. We cannot expect others to know what is okay and not okay without some guidance, nor can we expect others to know when we have too much on our plates. It is okay to say no. This isn't a selfish act, and it doesn't mean you don't care. It is a sign of self respect and will help in the long term. Those in your immediate circle, you cannot give what you do not have. Does that make sense to you, Ginger? See, and you have a black cat. See? Then you have haunted. Yep, too hard to say no. Yep, this is telling you. Set your boundaries. Say no. It's not a bad thing to say no. It's self-respect, right? You have to have respect for yourself and your own boundaries. People have to know what's okay and what's not okay by you. Set them boundaries. Learn to say no. You're like me. I feel bad when I say no as well, but it's just a feeling because you're doubting yourself, right? You're like, oh, I don't want to say no because what if this? What if that? Nope, you got to say no because, hey, that's something that I don't really feel like doing. That's something that's just not me. Or no, I don't think that. Like, you have to stick to the word no. Have to stick to it. So haunted again has come upon us, and it's atonement and company. You have pulled the haunted card because there is something that you must atone for. You've locked something away, choosing to ignore it rather than own up to your mistake. This can be something you have done to someone else, but also something that you feel you've done to yourself. Perhaps a choice you'd like to forget, or even a trauma you've never dealt with. Whatever your situation, know that your hauntings will continue until you are ready to face the monster your pain has created. This is especially true if you have also pulled the cards, blah, blah, blah. So you have got to face and deal with the pains and past traumas that you haven't dealt with yet. It is. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because we don't like to tell people no because we like to make people happy. But what's more important, making ourselves happy or making other people happy, right? If we're going to be happy, we have to start making us happy, not everybody else. We have to make us happy, okay? Make yourself happy. And that goes with setting boundaries, saying no, and moving on, okay? You can't stay stuck and obsessed on something that you can't change, okay? You can't stay stuck on something you can't change because there's something you're being stuck on that you can't change. True, it is easier making others happy. That is very true. That's very true, Ginger. That's why it's hard for us to say no. Because when we say no, then we have to deal with the no answer that we gave them because we like to go in our head a lot, right? We like to get inside our own heads about, well, why do we just do that? Why do we just say no? Right? We can't just be happy with just saying no. We have to think about all this other stuff. Trust me, I get you. I'm totally you. Next, you have Naked Before the Stars and Blinded to Pain. What is that, 18? So Naked Before the Stars. What do we see when we look in the mirror? Do we see something we like or something we dislike? Something we care or something we are a slave of? What do we compare ourselves to? To the stars of a media firmament leaking into our real life? To the social models? To the beauty queens and the kings of external pageant? To our inner self? to the idea that we had when we were younger, to the eyes of the people loving us, I wonder what feelings the words curvy, cute, chubby, fatty, rounded arouse within us. If a smile, a distaste, a recognition, the quest for beauty is not an empty quest. Even if beauty is not as deep as the ocean, still when we shine, our world becomes brighter. But we will always feel naked in front of the stars. We should just learn not to blush and stand proudly. This is telling you to stand proudly in your own skin. Be who you are going to be. Be who you're going to be. You have to like who you are. You have to like who you are. We have to put our, exactly. Yep. Once you start putting yourself before others, you're going to see a better version of yourself. You're going to be like, you know what? I like who I see. I like that person in the mirror. I love what I'm looking at. Right? So you have to change that. You have to start changing and putting up boundaries for you so you can begin to love and like the person that you are. Then you have blinded to pain. T.S. Eliot said, "A fly that lives a single day has lived as long as we. Yet we accept the passage of time like it didn't matter, like we don't matter. Every day, a single line is added to the platform. A single fly is added to the wall. We take one more responsibility. We take a little more abuse. We shoulder a little more pain. We smile in front of a little more insolence. We close our eyes to our wounds. We think we can endure it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt," we say to ourselves. Like men, because it's manly to endure and be strong. Like women, because it's feminine to endure and be strong. Like humans, because the care and gentleness we feel is precious to others, and we don't dare to actually claim for ourselves. After all, we can do it, but it actually hurts. It's painful. Tears are better than feeding flies with our own blood. We can scream and say no, or endure nevertheless, but remembering that we are just humans, neither heroes nor saints. So this change is going to hurt. Being bullied in school about my looks. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, that's what it's telling you. That's what you can't get past. That's one of the things that you can't get past. That's what the haunted is reaching out to you for. That's what the haunted is saying. It's saying that you can't change what's in the past, right? All you can fix on and look forward is the future. And you have got to be the person that you want to become. And you have got to be able to look in that mirror and say, you know what? I love what I see, because you know what? That's the person that I strive to be every day. I am who I am, and I love myself. Self-love and self-care is the most important that you can do for yourself. Excuse me. It all begins with self-love and self-care. You got to stop dwelling on that. Yep, I remember those times too. It happened to me as well. These are going pretty deep for y'all. You just have to type in a crystal ball, but I'm actually getting ready to end up here because these readings kind of take a bit, and these readings kind of take a lot out of me. So this is probably gonna be my last one for the night, and I want to finish up, but I will be back this week so I can add you to the list, and then we'll just continue the list throughout the week. Okay, so I will definitely add you, Annabelle, because these readings are pretty deep since they're from your shadow self. And then last but not least, Mermaid in a Koi Pond, which is Rediscover your individuality. Become the dragon. Rediscover your individuality. And little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, responsibility. Let's see what the meaning is behind that one. So little brother, little sister is saying, you could be given a task or responsibility involving younger members of your own family, or be asked to mind other children, pets, or creatures. There will be expectations on you at this time to be responsible and mature. You will be cast in a caring parental role for a time. While this could have its moments of frustration and annoyance, there will be rewards. You will discover your abilities to lead and show authority and to set boundaries. Another card about setting boundaries. Another card about setting boundaries. I hope you start to see the beauty. Exactly. Exactly. You are not those negative comments. You are not those negative feelings. You are everything beautiful and positive about yourself. You are everything positive and beautiful. You will discover your abilities to lead and show authority, to set boundaries, to be a disciplinarian, to inspire others, and to teach others to be stronger, better people. At times, there will be much joy, laughter, and sweetness because of the funny things that take place. At other times, you may feel your temper thinning and anger ready to explode. This is a time of great learning for you. As you grow into a role you may not have asked for, you show how strong you are. You may also make a sacrifice for a younger person and take up a duty, chore, or burden that did not fall to you in order to spare another. There is a heroic aspect in this card. It may not be immediately obvious to you or others, but you will be able to truly make a difference. Make the best of this opportunity to grow into your role of elder, wise one, and leader, even if you didn't ask for it. Whew, Ginger. Yep, rediscover your individuality. Be comfortable with who you are in your own skin. Love who you've become. Love and like who you see in the mirror, because that is who you are and who you've become. You are so welcome. You are so welcome, Ginger. Remember, boundaries and say no. Setting boundaries and saying no is very important. Very important. Don't let people bully you or have a sense of bullying you into saying yes all the time. Okay. You become in charge of you. Be who you like to see every day. Wake up, be like, you know what, that girl right there, she said no to somebody today, and I feel great about it. You see that person in the mirror? I love that person for saying no. I love that person for saying no. And you know what? And I'm going to say no again, and I'm going to love it because I'm not going to feel bad about who I am and who I want to become. I'm not going to feel bad anymore because I love what I see when I have power and control. And when people know that they can't control or have power over me anymore, that's what you got to do. And that's what you got to say to yourself. And it's not going to happen overnight, Ginger. It's not going to happen overnight. It will take time, but you have to be willing to put the time in, okay? You have to be willing to put the time in. Woo! All these readings have been deep tonight. I knew they were gonna, but whoo! I hope these resonate with you all because I know I feel them. I know I feel them. Mostly my sisters who I can't say no to. Yes, yes, yes. They manipulate you because they know they can. They know they can. That's a form of bullying. Manipulation is bullying. Yep. You have got to say no. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys. So it is Monday. What I will do is I will schedule another live for finishing up shadow messages on Wednesday. I will go ahead and schedule it for Wednesday. And then if we don't get it done on Wednesday, I'll schedule another one for Friday. But we will finish out the list from today throughout the week. So do not forget, if you put a crystal ball down, I have you on the list and you will be getting a reading this week. Okay. So come prepared. Come prepared. Exactly. She is trying to make everybody happy because it's easier to make someone else happy than make yourself happy, right? It's easier to make someone else happy by saying yes than making yourself happy. Yeah, I don't have my mom either, honey. But you know what you do have? You have us. You have us and anybody that you want to reach out to, even if it's a stranger, even if it's a stranger, Ginger, at that time you need to talk to somebody, you reach out and you talk to that stranger because you know what? Talking it out is better than holding it in. Talking it out is way better than holding it in. Oh, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. Yes, everybody burn sage, hydrate, drink your water, and remember, it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to cry. And it's okay to cry. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to head over to Natasha's because I'm pretty sure she is streaming and has been streaming already now for a little bit. So I'm going to head on over there. If you guys want to join us, feel free. If not, I will catch you guys back here Wednesday. So you guys have a good rest of your night. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ginger. You're like me. All I have left is my sister and my children. So I'm right there with you. Please, Ginger, if you need to, please reach out to me via email. My email is in my About Me section, and I will definitely respond back to you. Okay. So you guys have a great night. And and if I don't talk to you guys through later on the week, I will definitely see you guys back here on Wednesday. So you guys have a great night. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here and supporting my stream, because without you, I won't be able to do what it is that I do today. And my channel wouldn't be where it's at today. So I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And you have a great rest of your night. Bye, everybody.